So the whole first week of school is planned, and because I reverse lesson plan, I pretty much just put in the subjects that we're going to be working on, and what we do, I write it in as we go or at the end of the day. Usually as we go, or else I'll forget about it. We're taking Friday off. We usually do 4-day-a-week anyway because it is Evie's birthday. And then over here in this weekly schedule section, I made it a weekly schedule just because I made it for a printable. If you guys want to get a copy of this planner, you can do that. I will have the link in the description box. But I don't do a schedule, I do more of a routine. So I just pretty much write notes, and anything that I want to remember to do or not to do, I put here. So this is my plan for the first week. I want to start school by 9, but we're going to start our character study. I'm going to try and do this over breakfast and see how that goes. We'll do chores after breakfast. I'm going to have Jackson and Caleb do their independent studies first, and while they're doing that, I'm going to do Evie's dependent studies while they're occupied with that. And if they finish first, which they likely will, I'm going to have some things in their binders for them to do, like busy work to keep them occupied so that they're not constantly interrupting. And then when we're finished here, then we'll do our group stuff. So that's how it's going to work. And then I want to make myself a reminder. I want to make sure that they have fresh options every day. And it's an exciting thing. They don't know what they're going to get every day. So we'll make sure we do that. The other thing I added into my homeschool planner was a, what is this thing called? Our table of contents, what we're doing in our new curriculum, which I will go ahead and show you. But it is pretty much the layout for the year, how to use the book, and the things that go along in it that we're doing, rotating through the different lessons. Oh, and then the suggested daily schedule, which for me is really just a suggestion. So we'll see how we use that. Also because I won't be using this exactly as written. So, but let me show you what the curriculum is. Okay, so you guys know that I was gonna use this year. I used this last year with Jackson, Caleb, and Evie. Last year they were kindergarten, 2nd, and 3rd grade. This was great, this teeny tiny little book. We only got not even halfway through. I got this from Costco, but I'm pretty sure that there is an Amazon link. If you want to check this out, I'll have it in the description box for you guys. But I found this other curriculum, and I just showed you the schedule, the topics. What are they called? Scope and sequence, what they're gonna do for the year, and I put that pretty much just for easy access for me. So when I'm planning, I don't have to get up and have 100 books next to me, just pretty much for ease of planning. But this is from Master Books. This is a fairly new curriculum. This level 2 just came out last August, I believe. And I really just came across this because if you buy something from Master Books and you create an account, you get random emails from them. And I saw this pop up and I said, what's that? So I went through it and I looked at it. I didn't honestly look up any reviews until after the fact, but it's pretty much like a social studies book. You travel the world in a canoe and you explore different cultures and different parts of the world. So it's got a little bit of geography in there too, but I'm gonna be tying these two together, and let me explain how I'm gonna do that. First off, I want to explain, I did not get level 1 because the first quarter of the book, from what I saw of it, we kind of already did something similar to the things that they go over. It's like starting with yourself and your community, and then you kind of branch out from there. And we kind of did a little something like that already. And there's more activities in this, and I think more of an opportunity for me to play with it, to tie them together. So first, like I said, I have got a video on this book, which I'll pop up there for you guys to check out if you want to. But this book has got all the stickers and all of the things, and it goes, let me jump to a section here. You travel by continent, and it's got all these different stickers, and you go through, and we watched YouTube videos, or we had, you know, resource books or readers picture books. We had a lot of different things we could study off of, and then they ended up doing drawings off of what they learned. So like when we studied Hawaii, we studied volcanoes specifically, and we studied the volcano erupting, and they drew some pictures, and then we got into this whole study on volcanoes. So it ended up taking a couple days, and they did some really cool artwork around it, and we did some really cool research projects and watched some cool videos. So that's how I made this, the Cliff Notes version of how I made this work. And then after each map, there's a whole bunch of information in there. So you kind of add to that. How I'm gonna tie this together is like the first lesson in here is about going to Hawaii. So we will go back into Hawaii and we'll kind of review everything that we did there. And then we'll add the information that they give in there because there's new information in there. There's information about like the Hawaiian alphabet and more about their culture because it is more of a social studies. And this is more of like a basic history and a little science and heavy geography in this. So they complement each other well. There are gonna be some things in here that I leave out. Like obviously I'm not gonna give Evie any kind of quizzes or anything like that. And doing these word search activities, definitely not gonna be giving those to Evie. Jackson will definitely do them. We'll try them for Caleb and see how he does. And there's also a little bit of art. We do like flag time here. And then what are the other things you do? You search for the, okay. So there's flag time in here, there's copy work in here, there's activities in here, a little bit of artwork, a lot of reviews, vocabulary, a lot of different things in here. So I'm really happy with this. I think they will really enjoy doing this. It's very active. It's not just sit and listen to this. It's very active. There's a lot of things that they do in it, and coupling it with this, I think it'll be probably our most exciting, fun thing that we're doing this year. So now, my last thing that I need to do for my homeschool prep week. This. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm gonna do. I have been sitting and staring at it for days. If you guys followed Homeschool Happenings last year, which I will be starting again when we start school, this corkboard was a source of frustration because I couldn't figure out exactly how I'm going to use it. I know how I'm going to use it. It worked good once I kind of got my act together and how I'm going to use it. So I'm going to redo it like that. And I found a use for those pretty little clips that I have. So we're going to do that. But this stuff, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to use this yet. But today I'm just going to organize this, take down stuff from last year, get stuff organized for this year, and we'll be ready to go.
I never felt tomorrow closing in this fast. Oh, I guess time's in a rush. Leaves are falling down, but at least they grow back, while I'm on a one-way track. Now I know what it means to grow old. Yeah, now I know the time I've got, it is just enough to get by. Yeah, it is just enough to get by. Sometimes I understand I'm making all the wrong demands in life. It never pays in the end, but still I am here, moving on like before. I'm yearning to reach the shore. Now I know what it means to grow. It is just enough to get by. Oh, now I know
So I think that's what it's gonna be for the first week of school. I kept it pretty simple. I followed the same kind of idea that I did last year, which worked really, really well. So I'm not gonna fix what ain't broke. So let me walk you through what I'm doing. So these are always gonna change. I mean, these anatomy books, these are always gonna be here because we constantly use them throughout the year. We love those books. But these are books that we're gonna be doing probably for the first month I'm planning on, because there's a lot of those things. The dangerous books for boys and the daring book for girls, those books are awesome. If you haven't looked at those, go get them from the library, or I can try and find a link on Amazon for them. Those books are great. There's a lot of really fun activities in them. We've done a lot of things in those books. Evie is just now getting into really doing the girl book, that blue one. I'm really excited for some of those things to do with her because I think she'll really, really love it. But the boys have even done a couple things into it. So they're great books. I highly recommend them. Tangles is an art book, and those are just kind of fun to do. No curriculum around them. We've got our musical multiplication and our The Good and the Beautiful beginner books A. I've got a couple more coming. This, the kids, they didn't want me to take it down. This is our feather collection, and I really want to think of a better way to display this that doesn't cost a ridiculous amount of money to display feathers, you know. I'll see what I can come up with. Got binoculars for bird watching, because we do a lot of that. That's just fun morning activity. And we're gonna start with our Love Fruit of the Spirit book. And the clothespins in the cup is actually an activity that we're gonna do the first day, and then we're gonna keep referring to it. So this is my wireless speaker. If you've noticed, there are no read aloud books up here because I'm not doing read alouds this year. I'm gonna use the speaker, audiobook. It's a beautiful thing, we'll do that. And then this is Evie's block calendar thing that she changes every year, or every day rather. And I put this right up here for her for easy access. The top shelf up here, all I have is our little microscope and that wood house. They like to play with it. And here is gonna be probably just storage for ongoing projects. I like to have a place that's out of the way both from little fingers and cats. So up here out of the way. And then here is the cork board, and I'm keeping this super simple right now because I know as we are getting into our curriculum, there's gonna be things that are gonna go up once we get to those things. But this is Evie's side. This is something I got from the autism place that we go to for therapy. This I made off of just a Word document, what our weather is today. We've got sunny, cloudy, snow, and rainy, thunderstormy, which is hard to do with one hand. So my little clips, I need to get some better thumbtacks because I was very disappointed. If you saw me, I could not get this to work too, but I like this instead of messing with thumbtacks so I can take them off, but I need to get different thumbtacks because you can still see them. You know, it kind of takes away from the pretty little clips, but I don't know. I gotta get different thumbtacks. She's got some things in her first week of lessons that I'll be putting up here. This is gonna be like ongoing work. If it crosses over the lines, it's something for everybody to do. This is that first page out of the social studies curriculum. And then Caleb and Jackson both have spelling words that they are going to, not spelling words, oh my goodness, spelling rules that they're memorizing. And they will also have some other things that they will have to do that I'm gonna keep up. They're probably their phonics, or not their phonics, they're, I guess they are phonics cards. These cards. These cards that we have here that go with the curriculum. The ones that they're working on, the harder ones, I put up here, and they do them every day whether their curriculum prompts them to or not. And then up here, once we get into our love study, I'll put things up there as we talk about them. And then I've got another little sheet that's gonna go along with it. That's gonna go right there. And then over here are the flashcards. They're like ginormous flashcards that go along with Wyatt's curriculum. And I just leave them there because otherwise they end up getting lost. And there it is. Whiteboard's ready to go, all cleaned off. So there it is, finally done with homeschool prep week. I always feel like I've forgotten to do something, like I've left something out. I never quite feel 100% ready to start, but sometimes you just gotta go ahead and start. I got my first week plan, I got everything organized, I've got myself organized in my home office area. I've got my home mostly organized. I've got, you know, the endless things to do in the kitchen. I've got all the kids' stuff organized, and the only thing that I have left to do is to organize Wyatt's planner, but that's something I'm gonna do with him on our first day. So our first day of school this year is going to be July 20th. See, it's all official now. We still have a lot going on in our homestead though. It's like the swing of gardening, canning season. Right when we get started, things are starting to ripen and are ready to harvest and for me to preserve. So we're still gonna be very, very busy with that. But this year I have a home ec curriculum that I'm going to be doing with the kids, primarily Wyatt, but they're gonna be involved in some activities and things. That is going to be circling around homesteading. I will have that available on my website if that's something that you're interested in taking a look at. I'll have more information coming on that soon, so stay tuned for that. Until then, I hope you guys are enjoying your last little bits of summer before you start your homeschool year. Let me know in the comments if you guys have already started your homeschool year or if you are getting ready to start. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.